everybody, and welcome to another Minecraft Bedrock tutorial. I think it's safe to say that things around here get a little bit weird sometimes. Some places, though, are not so. What? Slides open. Fido. Oh, no, didn't mean to do that. Run! I love this thing. Ow. Yeah, but it's not just me. Don't you dare blame it on me. No, sometimes you guys get a little weird as well. But then things reached new heights when I received this comment the other day. Can I make my face in Minecraft, but have my mouth as the door? I just couldn't say no, could I? Now for this build, I was going to make the door out of my Minecraft face, but that just didn't look very good. Then I thought, how about do my real face? But then it just looked too boring. So I found a compromise. I just did a silly face, which is kind of in between. Okay, are you ready to see this glorious monstrosity? I don't think you can be ready. Drum roll, please. And yeah. There are no words, are there? Like I said, it's not designed to be me. For starters, I don't have a mustache, as you can see when this build does, but it's just so strange. Enough of looking at the build and gawping at it. How does this build actually work? Well, if we grab some redstone dust and we place it down here, as you can see, our mouth opens. And then we can walk through and into our base. And of course, we can close the door behind us with this button here. And then when we're done, press the button again. The door opens. We can go out, either close the door with a button or place down the dust again. And there we are. But that is not all. We have got one other thing. If we come down to this left side and place some dust here, then this build, this face, starts to blink. And I don't know what it is, but the blinking just makes this build for me. It just makes it about 3 times better. And of course, to stop the blinking, all we have to do is come down here, place the dust back, and then we won't have any more blinking. So now let's actually take a look at the redstone. That is just horrible. I don't even want to look at the redstone. Anyway, ignoring the horrible face just for a second, this redstone is super easy. It honestly is super simple, as you'll see when we build it. And of course, I forgot to say, you don't need to make this build a mustache man. You can make it whatever you like. As you're seeing now, you can do whatever you like. Okay, so now you've seen this horrible face and you've seen it working. Let's get on with this tutorial. So, for this amazing build, you're going to need 1 red piston, 17 sticky pistons, 3 observers, 34 redstone dust, 5 redstone pieces, 6 redstone torches, 5 slime blocks, 5 honey blocks, 4 droppers, 12 hoppers, 3 rubbish blocks, 3 comparators, 3 slabs, 19 immovable blocks. I'm going to be using obsidian, 1 button, 35 blocks redstone to go on, and have your blocks you need for decoration. Okay, now this is going to be a bit of a weird tutorial, okay, because I've never done anything like this, so just bear with me. So we need to start, which is 14 long by 3 deep. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Good. By 3 deep. 1, 2, 3. Now, the yellow bits here basically are where your wall is going to be, but I've removed the wall because we need to place redstone behind it, and it would be awkward if I had it and then I had to destroy it. So we have to have our flooring here, which is 14 wide, 3 deep, and our wall there. Okay, now that we have that in place, now place 3 decoration blocks like this. 1, 2, 3. Now these blocks here are basically the shirt of your door. So the shirt of your character. So 3 blocks, and then 3 on this side. 1, 2, 3. Then place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more of your decoration blocks. These are the skin of your person, of your door. Then we want to place 1 here, and 1 to the left, and the same on this side. 1 up, but this time 1 to the right. Now, come to the back, place a temporary block here, and then a red block here. So I'm going to be using red terracotta. Come out 3 on this side, and 1 on this side. You just had 4 like that. Then 4 on top. Then 1 to the left, and 1 to the right. So now that is our mouth. Now place some surrounding blocks like this. 1, 2, and along like that. Okay, so now we have our mouth all in place. We can go around the back. It just sounds so strange, doesn't it? And place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of slime on this side, and then 5 honey on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Brilliant. Now we place a sticky piston and place it off the side of this block facing upward here, like that. And then the same on this side. Then have a temporary block here and a sticky piston facing upward and one here, and we remove this block. Now what we need to do is remove any of your flooring blocks which are below any of your decoration blocks, if that makes sense. So we need to remove these 3. 1, 2, 3. We need to remove these ones. Going along here. And we can move these ones here. Like that, okay? Just makes things a little bit easier. Now that we've done that, come toward the front. So looking toward the front, place a temporary block here and one down. One to the left. And have 2 repeaters, both on 3 tick delay, going into it toward these sticky pistons. So place it down and press it twice. Then we need a line of blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4. One up like this. And then a piece of obsidian or any immovable block next to that piston there. Then dust like this. One on top of that block, if I can see it. There we are. And then along. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the same on this side. So 1, 2 blocks out. One up. An immovable block there. Dust, dust, and dust. And surprisingly, that is actually the mouth door all completed. So if I to grab a lever, click it down, you can see with the extension, and then it closes when we flick off the lever. You can see it's flush with the bottom of our mouth, and then flick the lever, and we have our mouth back. Now turn off our door and come around the back, place a temporary block here, then 2 pieces of obsidian up. 1, 2. Make sure you destroy this block, otherwise our door will break. Then the same on the other side. So temporary block here, and 2 up. Whoops. Like that. And remove this block. Temporary block here, and then a line of removable blocks going along like that. And remove this block. Now grab any decoration blocks you fancy, whatever colour you want your inside of your mouth to be, and place them around like this. I'm just using red terracotta. And then the same here, all along, but of course, we do need some immovable blocks here as well. So that is the mouth all done. Now we need to wire it up to that dust key. Now just before we do that redstone dust key, we first need to actually fix a mistake. What you need to do is basically remove this dust in this block and place it here. And then have the dust there. Okay, so it doesn't matter about that side can be flat, but that one needs to be one up. So now for the dust key. So we want our dust key to be here. So we want to place the dust here. So we need to place a sticky piston going toward the back underneath that block. So that block there is the same one as that one there. Now, in the front of our sticky piston, facing upward, we need an observer, so the dot going toward the sky. Temporary block here and one up. Remove this one. And then a sticky piston facing toward this block here, like that. And then finally, we need a torch here. So every time we place dust here, it should get popped off. Now place a torch on this side, going toward this obsidian. 1 block, 2 blocks down, remove the first, and then 2 blocks out, 1 and 2. Dust underneath this redstone torch. Now you will need dust here, but before you do that, just make sure you have another block here, which cuts off that dust connecting to this dust here. And then finally, we have a repeater on 1 tick delay coming away from that dust. Now, we come to this side, place a dropper facing upward here, then crouch and place another dropper going toward the left, then crouch again and place another hopper, not another hopper, no, just place a hopper going toward this bottom dropper like that, then crouch once more and place a comparator coming away from this dropper here, like that. Then we place a temporary block here, 1 up, 1 to the left, move this one up here, and a repeater here. And then inside this dropper, place any old block you don't mind throwing away. So when I place this dust down here, we should have it opening. And then when I press it again, we should have the closing. And if you want to, you can wire up the button on the other side. So just place a button here. We need a sticky piston facing downward, off underneath that block, and an observer facing toward the left. So when I press this button, it should move down. Brilliant. And have a temporary block here, 1 down, and dust on top of that block. You can see when that piston moves that observer down to there. The observer powers this block, which makes this dust actually fire in all directions, which powers this block, which unpowers it, torch for a second, which then powers it again, which sets off our T flip-flop. Very easy. Okay, so now we've completed all the mouth. Now we can work on the rest of the face and, of course, the blinking circuit as well. So quite a lot to do. Now, firstly, basically place another line of blocks like this, up like that, and then place in your nose. So I'm going to place 2 blocks here. Now come to the back here, and now remove these 2 blocks and these 2. And instead, we need 2 sticky pistons facing upward on this side and 2 on this side. Now, these basically the pistons for your blinking. So place in your eyelid color, whatever blocks you're going to be using. I'm using light grey terracotta. Now we place in 2 blocks up like this. 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. See, we've started to get the eyes. Then a line of blocks up top. And another line. Now place 1, 2 out here and 1, 2. Temporary block here. Then a black concrete like this. And then your white, or whatever you're using for the eyes. Then the same on this side. So temporary block, black concrete, and white. You can see we now have the eyes. That's good. Place in some more blocks up this side and this side. And then some more of your eyelid colors. And then we need sticky pistons going toward those blocks there. That's 2 here, and then 2 on this side. Like that. And then what I like to do is, because he looks a bit strange, I like to give him eyebrows. Like that. And of course, give him that mustache. Like that. Okay, now to work on the blinking circuit. So you want to come around here. And first you have a comparator going toward the left, if we look toward the front, off that top piston there. Okay? Then place a temporary block here, and then have hoppers going toward this block. So crouch and place hoppers like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then have one here. And then a line going toward this one, and make sure you crouch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remove this one, and have another hopper going toward this one. So it should be going in a loop. Around like that. Now, we place a temporary block here and one up. And a torch here. Temporary block down. Now, if you want to make this build a little bit quieter, place an immovable block here. You don't need it. Now remove this block. And have a piston going down off that torch. And then a torch here. Then place blocks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And dust on each. Just realised I should be using a different type of colour block, shouldn't I? Hold on. Let me just do that. That's better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a different circuit, so it needs to be a different colour. Then place dust like this. All along these obsidian here. Not these ones though. Just this 6. Then a block here. And one up. And another one. And dust like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Connecting to that dust there. So it goes from that torch all along and down, and then all along down here. So if I were to put an item into this hopper clock, we should have our blinking. Brilliant. Now, of course, we don't want that racket whilst we build the rest. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to crouch, place some dust here, temporary block here and one up, and then I'm just going to power that block with a lever. And that will stop the blinking. And that'll be the last blink. Now, to finish off the redstone for this build, we need to have a redstone dust key on this side connecting to our blinking circuit. So, firstly, we need to place a sticky piston underneath the block where our dust is going to be. So I want my dust to be here to activate it. So I go underneath that block there and I place a sticky piston facing toward the back. Then I grab an observer and place it upwards, so the dot going toward the sky. Then a temporary block here and one up. Remove this block. A sticky piston going toward this decoration block. And then finally a torch off the side of this block here. So now, when I place some dust down, it should get popped off. Okay, now to get the dust up to here, it can be a little bit tricky, so just follow me on this bit. Place a torch here, then a block, and dust on top, and dust here. A temporary block here, and one to the right, and then a slab off the top side of that block, like that. Then remove this block, another block on top, and a slab here, again on the top side of this block, and a block here. Then dust 1, 2, 3. Then place a temporary block here and another slab, like this. Remove this block, and dust. So it should go up like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then place another temporary block here. One up. Remove this one. And a torch here. A block here. Dust on top of that block. And a repeater coming away from that dust. Now grab a dropper, and we basically want to make a T flip-flop like we did down there. So we need to have a dropper facing upward. Crouch and place another dropper like that. Crouch and place a hopper going toward that bottom dropper. Then grab a comparator and place it coming away from that dropper there. And in this dropper, we place any old block you don't mind throwing away. And we can remove this lever. So that's actually all the redstone completely done. So if I had to come hand down here, as you can see at the moment, it's not blinking. But if I place dust down, that should start the cycle of it blinking. Perfect. And then when I'm done with it blinking, I can place the dust down again. And as you can see, it should stop. So that's all the redstone completed, but you might realise that it's a bit of a state. I mean, he hasn't got ears for starters, and he has no hair. He's completely bald. So we need to remedy that. So firstly, give him some ears so we can hear. So 2 on that side and 2 on that side. 2 blocks down like this. Replace these blocks here with your skin. And the same here. All up like that. Then up here. 1 and 2. Don't worry about that block yet. And the same here. 1 and 2. And now we have to do the hair. Now this is the tricky part. But thankfully, I've actually run out of recording time. So I'm not going to do the hair. I'm going to let the Robo-Tie Man do it. So, Robo-Tie Man, do you want to come and do it?
No, that's a horrible job for worthless mortals like yourself.
Now, I know you don't want to do it, but come on. This is what I pay you for.
You pay me?
Can you do the hair? Just do it like that.
Fine. Give me those hateful blocks.
Thank you. You're so kind.
Anyway, let's place in some of these blocks so I can get back to the game of leapfrog with the blender. Watch carefully where the blocks go, and what blocks I use. I will go slowly as I know thinking is painful for you simple-minded beings. Because the Bow-Tie Man was too lazy to build this, he has bestowed me with this privilege. That was sarcasm. He lives under the delusion that 2 hours isn't a lot of recording time. I could conquer 4 worlds in under 1 hour. He is just slow. This reminds me of my time as a hairdresser. I got fired from that job after a customer said they wanted their hair feathered. The customer wasn't very happy with me. Saying that, nor was the chicken. So, how's your day going? Not that I care in the least. Bad weather we are having. Wow, you are going grey quick. And don't you look much older than last time. Have you ever thought about a career as a mop? That's what I used to say to the customers. Most people never came again, which apparently meant I said something wrong. This part of the hair is pretty tricky. Pay attention. I used to find hairdressing quite fun. But now no one will even let me near their hair. I suppose that is understandable, as I have threatened world domination on numerous occasions. That seems to really put an end to most conversations. At first I found it funny. But now, I don't know. Why am I telling you this? My thoughts are way beyond your simple minds. Anyway, getting back to the story. I actually won an award for my skills on one particular haircut. The buzz cut. Those bees absolutely loved me. Great. The hair is finished. Finally. Finally, I can now go back to my intense game of Leap Toad. Hopefully I will not have to see you again for at least a little while. Enjoy enjoy the Bow-Tie Man's cringy outro. Ha, that actually wasn't that bad. No, I can't be. No. Pull it together, Robo-Time Man. My circuits must have a flaw. Right. What was I doing? Watch out, Blender, I'm coming for you.
This may be the weirdest place I've ever done an outro. Perched on someone's nose. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video or like this sign, you're an absolute madman. Please give us a like, and if you really loved it, make sure you subscribe with that wonderful subscribe button for more awesome content. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next one, and I'll see you later. Bye!